Hello and welcome back to our Vincennes University campus here. My name is Dr. Aaron Bruck, and I am your Chemistry 105, General Chemistry 1 professor for the lecture portion of the class. The purpose of this video is to walk through Blackboard and to give you some insights about what resources are in Blackboard, what kinds of help you can get through Blackboard, and a whole host of other things that are related to really making the course as successful as possible for you. So this is the first video in an installment of two. The second video is all about the syllabus and overall course policies. This one is just about Blackboard itself and kind of getting you into the flow of signing up for all the things that you need to sign up for and making sure you know how to access all of your materials. So right now I'm going to go to Blackboard here. Now, the way to get to Blackboard, if you have not done it before, is you need to log into your MyVU. If you log into your MyVU, there should be a link here that says Blackboard Online Courses. You click on that link. It takes you to your My Blackboard page. And the one that you're looking for in this particular case is the Chem 105 course right there. And when you open it up, something like this will show up. And the home page here is very, very generic. I don't put a whole lot on the home page here because most of what you need is actually here on this side panel. And so I'll start just kind of going through each of these panel menu options separately and telling you what's here. So the first one here is the course announcements page. Right now, there are no announcements, but if I do send announcements, they'll show up here in Blackboard. They'll also get emailed to your preferred email address that you use at the university. So that's all right here. But where I want to look at first is this Start Here tab. In the Start Here tab, you have access to a couple of things that I want you to look at and kind of complete before we get to class that first day. And starting with, this is the course calendar. So in the syllabus video, I will talk a lot about what is on the calendar itself. I actually talk about the syllabus. The syllabus, once it is formally approved, will go in here as well. But in here, we also have things like your link to Top Hat. So if you click on this link, it'll take you to Top Hat for our particular section. And this is going to take you to my version of Top Hat. Right now, you do not have access to any of this because it's still being built out. But you can see here that I've got a couple of assignments in here, including the assignment that probably sent you to this video in the first place. I also have in here all of your PowerPoints, which this will become active on Sunday night. And from here, you have the ability to download the PowerPoint. When we get to the classroom stage, I'll be able to present this and you'll get the login to Top Hat. I use that to take attendance. There are questions that you answer in here that you get the ability to interact with me. And you have the ability, this Annotate tool here on the bottom allows you to do things like draw on the slides, write in words, make your own notes, that kind of stuff. So really important kind of tool here. Top Hat is available for your phone in your particular phone's app store, whether it's the Google Play if you're on Android, or the Apple, the App Store on your iPhone. And you can see here that I've got a series of questions I'll ask you over the course of our lectures to just kind of see how you're doing and give you a chance to earn some points. You'll also see that here in Top Hat, I have some assignments that'll pop up. And these assignments will tell you where to go, what you need to do. If there's a video I want you to watch, the video's in there as well. And then you've got some questions to answer here at the end to get your credit and your points. If you need more information about how to sign up for Top Hat, the syllabus video will walk you through that. Also want to make mention of Remind. Remind is a text-based service that I use. It allows you to send me text messages at any time. But what's really important about this is if I need to send off a fast message or an announcement or reminder, something like that, I usually go through Remind first because it sends you a text message real quick. And then I'll go ahead and do something through Blackboard as well. But I always use Remind first because texts tend to get better responses than emails do. It's just a fact of life. There's also information here on how to sign up for SmartWork 5. SmartWork 5 is the homework module that we use. It's through our textbook. And there's a video link here, which is also in the assignment that assignment 0 that tells you and walks you through the process of how to actually sign up. Just make sure that you enter this code 446597 instead of the code in the video, because I made that video last year. And then here's information about this is a Chem 105 playlist. So in this link, you'll have a list of all of my videos related to chemistry and Chem 105 in particular. So if you ever miss a lecture or you want to rehash something, this is a good place to find that information. And then this is information about our textbook. Textbook is available through the bookstore. For those of you that have been emailing me or sending me messages about, what do I do with the either or option? Keep in mind, one of those is a paperback version. One of those is an ebook version. You do not need both of them. You can choose whichever one you're more comfortable with. The ebook is cheaper, but you don't get the physical copy. And sometimes that's important to you. Technically speaking, you do not need either of those. You do need the homework code that is in that. But if you don't want that textbook at all, if you don't want to have to pay for a textbook, this OpenStax textbook here is actually pretty good. So this is OpenStax Adams First Chemistry, 2nd edition. You have the ability to view it online. You have the ability to download it as a PDF and put it on whatever device that you want to. It's a free option. The only thing that you'll have to do is this does not give you access to the homework. The homework assignments in SmartWork 5 are still required, even if you don't buy the textbook. Now, the workaround to that and the purpose of that walkthrough video for SmartWork 5 tells you how you can access and how you can pay for access to SmartWork without going through either option. You can just buy SmartWork access for $35 through the bookstore, or I'm not sorry, not through the bookstore, through the publisher directly. So that's the start here area. And again, this is the kind of stuff that you want to do before that first day of class. Get all of this done, get all of this taken care of. The more of you that get through this process quickly, the faster we can get into real stuff on Monday. The next line here, this is just some information about me. This is my email address, my office phone, where my office is. And this is a link to my YouTube channel overall, not just the Chem 105 playlist. I've got a whole bunch of other videos for other classes there as well, including some for the laboratory, which might be interesting for you, especially if you're not in my lab, just to give you some context for some of the experiments that you're going to do. This is another link to Top Hat. So if you need to access Top Hat and you can't find the link, you can always click on that one. This lecture prep. In this lecture prep, I've got another link to my YouTube channel. I also have a resource here for your quizzes and exams. This is the equation sheet that you get for all of those quizzes and exams. And then right now, all you would be able to see is the chapter 1 material. I'm currently going through the process of updating all of these folders. So as we come to a new unit, we will update these as well. But in each one, you will find a PowerPoint. This is the same PowerPoint that I use in the Top Hat lecture. So if you want to download it yourself, if you don't want to do the notes through Top Hat, if you want to download it yourself, print it off and write on it paper-wise, you can do that here. There is a video library. These are mostly YouTube videos that I have found to be useful over the years. There are others that I can recommend to you as well that I did not put in, mainly just because I didn't want the lists to get too long. But lots of videos here. Some of them are short, some of them are longer, some of them are lecture length. Some of them are 5-6 minutes and cover very small topics. And then this last one is a study guide, and the study guide is also published in Top Hat. So the primary reason for Top Hat is kind of our hub for all things related to the course. You can get everything that you need through Top Hat. I'm putting them here also just so that you have another place to go. And frankly, the video links are just really labor intensive to put into Top Hat. It's much easier to just dump them here. So that's the lecture prep area. In the syllabus video, I'll talk more about the proficiencies themselves, but there are 10 mandatory quizzes that you have to pass in order to pass the course. The quizzes are relatively short in length. They are 5 to 15 minutes each and cover 10 key topics that we believe that you cannot pass a general chemistry course without mastering these 10 ideas. So with the proficiency aids area here, you have in here a folder for each of the different proficiencies. And in that folder, you will find study materials, whether they are just, this is the list of elements that you need to know. Here is a really nice set of flashcards that a former student made for us. And this is a Quizlet set of flashcards. So you click on this, takes you straight to the Quizlet, and you can do all sorts of things in the Quizlet. You can do flashcards. You can gamify it. There's a matching game here where you just kind of drag and drop everything. Okay, that's germanium, that's silver, that's fluorine, that's magnesium. So you can do all of these things. And it's really easy to do. And then I usually try to throw in some videos. Now for the elements, just learning how to memorize the elements, it's kind of hard. I found this rap that was on YouTube. It's okay. But for the most part, for the elements, you just got to sit down and go through them. So that's where the flashcards and other stuff kind of come in. You can see each one of these has in it, here's a Quizlet, here's the list, here are some videos that help you with learning how to name polyatomic ions. Now, right now, this is partial and incomplete. So for example, significant figures, right now there's not anything in it. The reason why there isn't anything in it is that is a new proficiency this year. I haven't built it out, but I will. And there will be material in here as we get closer to the date where we need to do that sig figs proficiency. But all 10 are represented here. They've all got, they will all have study materials in there to help you get ready for that proficiency when that day comes up. Same thing here with the exam prep. Now, my exams are going to be structured a little bit differently. The chapter numbers are not the same as what you're seeing here, but they will have within them, here's a prep guide, here's a practice test, here's the key for the practice test. And usually around exam time, I usually try to throw in a study session of some kind in and around the date of that, that exam. The email Dr. Bruck here is where you can send emails. You should have access to sending emails, not just to me, but to any other student if you wanted to go that direction. But I actually wouldn't encourage you to do that. I'm going to show you an application here in a minute that is actually way better at doing interpersonal communication than using emails. There's a button here where you can check your grade. Tells you this is how you did on your assignments. Here is your weighted grade. Here's your weighted total. And then what value you're really going to be interested in is there will be a weighted grade here that gives you a letter grade and a percentage. It gives you an idea of really where you stand. Wanted to bring in two other things. Chemistry, by reputation, is a difficult course. There's a lot of stuff that you need to learn. There's a lot of different kinds of processes that you need to get used to. And sometimes you can get lost along the way. Now, we do have resources on campus. We've got the Knowledge Market in the Shake Library Learning Resources Center. We've got the math and science, the learning lab here in Updike Hall. You've got my office hours, you've got your lab professor's office hours, but sometimes that's not enough. And that's where a resource like BrainFuse can come in. BrainFuse is, now this is the faculty dashboard, but what you get here is I can set up tasks for you to do, like live tutoring. I can set up an ability for you to get live tutoring, and you can do this yourself, to get live tutoring on whatever topic in chemistry that you are interested in. And the BrainFuse is only available for certain courses at certain times. Chem 105 is one of those courses where it's available for all semester long. So if you get stuck on something, you can't come to my office hours, resources on campus aren't helpful, you don't know which YouTube videos to look for help, give BrainFuse a try. You can set up a live tutoring session. There's also academic tools in here to help you figure out better ways of studying. So that's one thing. But what I'd actually encourage you to go to first is something called Circle In. Circle In is integrated into our Blackboard. And this is a module set up for you where you have the opportunity to go in and look. Now, I don't have any classes because I'm not a student, but it'll show your classes here. And within Circle In, you have the ability to write study materials, post notes, interact with your classmates. And all of those things that you do actually are put into some sort of point kind of system, reward system, where at the end you can end up earning gift cards to different places, or if you um, you actually can turn those points in for like real tangible objects, things that you might actually want. And so I would really encourage you. Now, I mean, on my side of things, I've got the top hat, I've got the smart work, I've got all of those things where I'm giving you stuff to do. And top hat is kind of, these are my official notes, these are my things that I've put in to help you get through the material. But sometimes what I put in just isn't enough, or maybe I don't explain it exactly the way that you need to hear it, and you tend to do better working with someone else. Circle In gives you that opportunity, where again, you can work with each other. There's actually a way to set up so that you can set up video calls with each other, chat, other things. So you don't even have to be in the same room. You can interact with each other and do tasks while you wait. So, let's say that, okay, you worked with my Quizlet, it was okay, you wanted to make your own. Throw in your Quizlet, you throw in a YouTube, yeah, okay. My video page has a whole lot of Tyler DeWitt because I happen to think he's a really good YouTube creator. But you seem to go better with Melissa Maribel. Great. Well, post that content in Circle In, let other people see it. People can upvote it, downvote it, add their own stuff, make comments on things, and you can build out kind of a better version of studying by working with each other. So that's what Circle In is all about. None of the material here is required. None of it is mandatory. You will receive no points, no credit from me. But the studies that Circle In has done have shown that the facilitation of the interaction between the students and each other leads to greater confidence, leads to greater performance, and greater achievement overall, confidence. So I would really encourage you to take a look at doing Circle In, especially if you start running into trouble with things. So like I said, BrainFuse, that's a good tool, one-on-one tutoring with someone who knows what they're doing. If you're in my lab sections, I'm going to be encouraging you to use BrainFuse and the Writing Center version of BrainFuse to work on your lab reports and submit those items. But you've got lots of options available, and I want to encourage you to use those options. So that's all for our walkthrough of Blackboard for today. Don't forget to watch the other video on the syllabus. And if you need more information, certainly go to my YouTube channel. I've got lots of stuff there to help you get you ready for day one. But until then, have a great day, and I will see you soon.